Finding a remote sales job in 2024 is probably one of the easiest parts of the entire process of being a closer. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. In this video, I'm gonna cover the secret strategy to be able to make it super simple and that almost all closers are using right now to make $10,000 a month. But that's not all. We're also gonna go in depth on how you can craft things to say, what to do, and to make sure that you are completely prepared to start getting your calendar full of interviews. So with that being said, in the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna share all of that with you, and I'm gonna give you a bonus tip at the end on not just landing the actual interview, but landing the job. So make sure you stick around till then. Now, with that being said, the very first part of this video is going to be social media outreach, because that's the number one thing that you need to be aware of when you're trying to look for a closing position. And the reason you want to be aware of this specifically is two reasons, actually. Number one being the fact that you need a lot of avenues to actually be able to get interviews. Understand this, when you're looking for interviews as a remote closer, it's the same as if you were looking for job interviews normally at a normal 9 to 5. You're going to go on Indeed, you're going to go anywhere you can and apply. And what I want you to put your mindset into is think like you're 16 or 17 again, or if you got a job before that, think back to when you got your very first job. You applied everywhere to make sure that you would secure at least one because you know you needed money. And that's the same thing here. And that's the reason I'm telling you the first one, which is social media outreach, because that one is one of the key foundations to making sure you have your calendar full. Now, the second reason, you need to be able to optimize all of your social media profiles. Now, I know there's gonna be a lot of photos on there for some of you, but just do yourself a favor and make sure and take off the pictures where you're out partying, you have drinks in your hand, because you don't want a business owner seeing that. So you can hide those from your profile, you can delete them. It'd be best to delete them so that way you never have to deal with that in the future. Again, with business owners, they don't want to see people like that. They want to see people that are very, very well versed, they have good things on their social media, and of course are professional. With that also being said, one way to optimize your profile is putting in your bio what it is that you're doing, whether you're in training or you're actively a remote closer. Put that in your bio so they know they're reaching out or being reached out by a remote closer, not just some Joe Schmo on the side of the road. Now, of course, once you have this fully optimized profile and you've deleted those crazy drunk photos, it's now time to send messages out to influencers in the space that you're interested in working with. But here's a question that we get all the time. What is the best way to get their attention? Here's what you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna wanna send this DM script and make sure and press pause, take a screenshot of it. But if you send this script, this is automatically gonna get your foot in the door. Now, you can do this two ways, and I've seen it done both ways. You can either one, send a script, or you can take that script and send a voice message just to make sure that they know, hey, I'm real, I'm sending a voice note, all that good stuff, and you can hear the excitement in my voice. That's a great way to do it. Another way you can do it as well is actually sending in a Loom video. And for those of you that don't know what Loom is, it's basically just a video platform on your computer where you can press record and you can record your screen and your face. And I think that is an amazing thing to have, because all you have to do is copy the link and send it out. If you do Loom videos, they can see your face, you can show your energy, show your tonality, and show how much you know. So either one of those options are great, but to keep it simple, you could just send a script, or you could send a voice note reading off the script. That's super simple, super easy, and you can do really high volume of that so you can reach out to a lot of people. That is one way of doing outreach and making sure that you can fill up your calendar. And of course, I'm sure you've probably guessed my doubt, that takes a ton of work to actually do. You do have to put in a lot of work to make sure that you're actually getting those influencers to reach out, back out to you. Plus, you're doing a lot on your side. But what if I told you there was a faster way? A way where you don't have to reach out cold, but you reach out to somebody that is actively looking for a closer. Well, that way actually exists. And it's specific websites that I'm gonna share with you right now. So with these websites, websites. They're very simple and very easy to use. Number one being Indeed, which I'm sure you've heard of. Indeed has a lot of different opportunities, but you have to be able to search the right things in order to use it. Now, another big one that's specifically for the online space that I've seen is Upwork and then Fiverr. Those are two really great places to go if you're looking for an online job, because there's a lot of online creators and online influencers on those websites. But with that being said, when you go to these websites, you have to know what you're looking for. And what you're looking for is very specific. It is a remote closing position, but not just for any old place. Of course, you can go and get a remote sales position for an insurance company or for anything in your area. There's a lot of people hiring for remote sales. But if you want to work with influencers directly, you have to know what that looks like. And what that looks like specifically on these websites is people posting their offers and saying, hey, I've actually got this offer that we sell. There's going to be a lot of very specific ones in this space, but you have to look for those. They'll have basically an offer sheet where they say, yes, we offer services and we actually are fully online. And if they don't put that in their job description, when you reach out to them, make sure and ask that question. Is this business fully online or is it a full company? Because trust me, you're going to want to work for the online guys because they pay really good commissions, number one. And number two, it's a little bit easier to sell and more fun to sell those types of offers as a closer. So you've now found these opportunities and you know exactly what you're looking for. But how do you reach out to them since it's warm? Is it different than cold outreach? Yes, it is. You're not going to use the script for cold outreach that you would for this. Reaching out on these specific platforms are actually a lot easier and they're a lot warmer because they're looking for closers actively. So if you're on Indeed, you want to make sure and fill out the application non-stop or fill it out a couple times if you have to. But directly after that, if they leave a phone number or they leave a calendar for you to book into, make sure you do it. One cool thing that I've seen with Indeed is people actually will leave a calendar link, so you don't really have to do that much. All you do is book your interview in and you didn't have to speak to anybody yet. You're speaking on the interview, which is incredible because that skips the whole cold outreach process. On Fiverr and Upwork, you will have to speak with these people, and the best way that you can do that is actually sending them a loom, saying how much you love their offer, how much you want to be in this space, and of course showing your energy and making sure that you are telling them, I'm looking for a remote closing position. I know I can crush it. I know I can be good at it. I've trained. I know exactly what to do. I just want to make sure that number one, I can come on board, and number two, I'm going to let you know that I'm super coachable and I want to learn all of your ways. Because I'll give you a little secret here. Whether you have a bunch of experience or you have no experience at all, it doesn't matter, especially in sales. For my company specifically, we hire a ton of people with zero experience on purpose over the people that have experience. And the reason we do that is because with zero experience, number one, there's not a lot of bad habits, there's not a lot of ego, but most importantly, we can train them to actually be good with our offer and our offer alone. I have trained multiple salespeople. I've also trained sales managers. I've also been a sales manager. I know sales managers look for zero experience. So if you've got zero experience, you're actually better off than someone who has experience. And trust me when I tell you that, because I've been there and done that. So if you have zero experience, don't let it cloud your mind and cloud your judgment. You can actually get the job and you can do very well. Just make sure that you are presentable and very coachable. Listen to everything that they're trying to give you advice on and you will do well. So with that being said, now that you've watched until the end of the video, I'm going to give you the exact strategy that we use to place people inside of our company and the bonus tips that matter the most. Now, make sure you listen closely because this is the most important one and it's also the most simple of them all. This exact strategy that I've been hinting at is called a placement agency. And what you're going to want to do if you're at home, you're not connected to a company like ours, all you need to do is go to Google and type in placement agencies for remote salespeople. That's it. And a ton of stuff is going to pop up on that list. What you're looking for specifically is recruiters, actual agencies, not just some app. It needs to be an actual agency that places nonstop. And what that looks like is basically you fill out an application form. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. They take percentages, commissions, or just an upfront cost. But but it is well worth the investment, let me tell you. But with that being said, you fill out the application and then you wait for an email or a phone call. They'll get all of the information of what you want, what you're wanting to do, who you're wanting to work for, and then they actually go and find the job for you. We do this in our company. We actually have our own internal placement agency where we go in and we actually find offers and send them back. It's incredible, and I've seen hundreds and thousands of closers utilize this and get jobs like that. So make sure that you are utilizing this, because that is the exact strategy, and it's the most simple strategy of all because it's less work from you and it guarantees that you are going to crush it and have a job soon. Now, for the bonus tip, if you're still watching, I can tell you're somebody that really wants to go out and crush it, not just get the job, but do well in the job. This bonus tip is going to be crushing the interview and doing well in the job. Now, I'm going to make this super brief. Crush the interview. This is very, very important. When you're on the interview, what you need to do is be very presentable, very coachable, and make sure that you are nonstop with, I want to work for your company because I like what you stand for, what you do, all that good stuff. Another big thing is you need to stay intact with your morals and all the beliefs that you have and stand strong in them, because a lot of interviewers that go in for the interview, they are specifically asking questions to challenge what your beliefs are, your morals, all that good stuff, to see your character. So make sure you stand strong in those as well. Now, on the flip side, to do really good in the job, what you're going to want to do when you're actually in the job is understand the KPIs that they have. And if you don't know what that is, that's just key performance indicators. Basically, your goal of what you need to hit for that month. Make sure you stay on top of those every single day. It may be a little stressful, but if you do this, you're going to perform very well, keep your job for a long time, and make a ton of money because of it. With that being said, I have made a video just for you on how to crush the interview, and it's right here, so I'd advise you to go watch that.